Hey everyone, I'm excited to bring a new feature to you, and this one touches several parts of the application. It all has to do with your products and how those products are estimated, and then how those products are reported on in your harvest report, and then ultimately how they get scored in your cutout score. So, first thing I want to do is I'm going to show you what your products will look like before this new feature rolls out, and then what it's going to look like afterwards. So here I have a simple company set up, and they just have a couple of different products. They have a pine chip and saw, a hardwood saw timber, one beech, and a couple of these others. And then we have a job. And what I've done is I've set up these products, and you can see that the CNS is going to this mill. The hardwood beech is going to the same mill. And then we got one called HW saw that's going to that same mill. And then an HW saw that's going to a different mill. And remember, the way we had the old system set up is that you entered your estimate under the job product, but because you can have the same product go into multiple mills, you either had to just enter that once if you wanted to enter a total, or you could enter some individual specs if you wanted to do that, and those would be summed up. So for example, the CNS, you just saw that I had 1,000 in here, but for the HW saw, we have, let's see, 1,000 and 1,000, so that adds up to 2,000 here. And then we have the one HW beech, and that is 500. And so that can kind of get tedious, and it's not very clear on how to do this. And most of you do cruise estimates and do your estimates kind of your own way. You're going to have these higher level categories that you're going to estimate, and that's what the problem that we've tried to solve. So if we go back to, so I want to take you to what the new view is going to look like. So first, let's switch over, and we're going to automatically create, you're going to see a new tab under My Products now called Harvest Categories. And these are just, think of these basically as categories that you can lump your different products into. So if we go to these Harvest Categories, notice that we now only have two categories, one for hardwood saw timber, and those two products that you saw for hardwood are lumped into that, and we automatically do that for you. That's another one that we're not using right now. And then the CNS product got looped into this. It's the tree type and then the category of the product. That's how we ended up generating these. And what that's going to do for you is, let's go back to this new page. So now when you go to your job products page, it's going to look a little different. We've updated the design just a little bit. And notice now that instead of having the three different categories in the estimates, because really these two are both hardwood saw timber. Oops. It's now grouped for you into your harvest category. And that's estimate is going to automatically migrate over for you if you had estimates. And so now it's going to be broken down based on this category instead of your individual products. And if you try to go to the old place, notice we're going to show you the old estimate just in case you want to reference it. If you had something in the system, then you can reference it. But we're going to also just tell you and remind you, like, hey, this is superseded by harvest categories, and you can click here to learn more and see our documentation on it. So that's kind of how the migration is going to work. And let me show you a couple of new things. We have this little selector over here. By default, you're going to get kind of your normal page that you're used to seeing here, a list of job products. But we also now have this category page where we're going to break it down for you. Your products will all fall under their harvest category. And you can also enter your estimates here under this. If we decide we want to adjust this, we can just come in and save that. and that now gets adjusted to the 2800. And so it makes this system a little bit easier to manage. And then what's great about that is that in your cutout score, it's going to show you just these categories now. And notice we've updated this page a good bit. We have some totals here under your total unit. So now you can see your estimated versus your actual for the category. And we've added that on down to the profit level too. And we think it's going to make this a lot easier and simpler to follow for you. Another thing that we've done is now that the estimates are out of the job products, we've removed estimates from this page. And this is really more of a cutout, just like you would see on the mobile app, where you're only going to see the load counts and then the total units and the dollars per ton and the profit. Now, lastly, I want to show you, or two things actually. Let's go back to our products. Let's say we want to add a new product in our system. Actually, I'm going to go to the database and let's scroll through here and let's say pick something. Okay, let's do pine pulpwood. So now we've added this product. And so if we look at our products page, we can see that the pine pulpwood product we just added doesn't have a harvest category. And if we click here, then we can either assign it one, but it really doesn't belong in any one of those. So we're going to create a new category. So this is how you manually create them if you want to create new ones. Now we've added it, and you can either add your products from here and you can assign it, or you can add it from the harvest category. So we just created this one. I can click edit and I can assign products, and it's only going to show you products that are not already assigned. So we'll just click this one and assign it. And so now it's ready. And if we go back to our job and click on products and we click on category, then we're going to see, oh, we don't have any products yet. So let's, no, we don't have any products in that category yet. So let's add a new product and let's pick our new category. Send it here. Let's just clear this. That's fine. Click save. And now if we click over here, we're going to notify you that, hey, you don't have one category that's estimated yet. So we're going to add an estimate. Let's just put 5,500 tons. Oops. So now that's been estimated and it's been added to your list. And if we add other pine pulpwood products, they will fall automatically underneath here once you assign them, and it will fall under this estimate, and you would just have to adjust if needed. But usually you're going to already know that number as a whole for this category. So that's how you manage the categories. And then one last thing is a new report, or it's not new. It's been around actually for a little bit, but it's been updated. And this is your harvest report. And now you're going to see this by default. When you come to this page, it's going to give you your total estimated. And notice we have a new term here. It's called adjusted estimated units. And that's because we adjust this number for you automatically if you harvest more than you estimate. So if you estimate that, let's say that you estimated 9,000 total tons, but you actually harvested 9,300, then we're going to adjust your estimated units to 9,300. And we do that at the category level. So you're not seeing the category level right now, but we can add the harvest category. And let's generate that. And so there's the three categories that we saw earlier. And you have each category here. And so this is how it works. Again, if we had harvested 1,500 units of this pine chip and saw, we would automatically adjust this estimate for you to 1,500 here in the report. That way you can actually see a realistic standing view because obviously you're not going to have negative stand-in units. So we've made it so that this is always going to either be positive or 0 for you. And this report is really going to help you out. You can see kind of how much wood you've bought. If you're doing this for every job, if you're entering these estimates, you would be able to see from active jobs, and you could choose specific jobs, but across your whole system, you can see, let's just say if you only wanted to see the harvest category, then you can search across the whole system and see how much of this category you have bought across your whole job base, across all your timber purchases. And that's a really neat thing that you can do. You can also see it based on foresters. So you can see how much wood your foresters are buying. And again, we're also planning on adding some additional fields in here, which actually some of them are. We can put the job status. Let's put the job back. You can put a forester in there. I don't have a forester for this one, but you can put the acreage and the county of the job. And so now you can see how much wood you've bought, how many acres, if you filled that data in, what county it's in. Again, this is a test job. I didn't fill in all this information, but you can see, how much wood you've bought in a certain county, which can be really helpful for you in managing your quotas and seeing some weak spots or maybe some gaps in your timber purchases. We really hope this feature helps you out. Feel free to call us if you have questions, and we look forward to you using it.